Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Manual. Now this is an additional episode. It's like a run over from the last episode where we learned how to brew some potions, and we learned what we needed to make potions and how to make a potion brewing stand and a little bit about the ingredients. Well, I wanted to make a semi-automatic potion brewer in the last episode, but I ran out of time. So basically that's what we're going to be doing in this episode. So it's additional. It's like episode 15A or something like that. So I've been to the Nether and I've grabbed myself a few more blaze rods, a bit of blaze powder, a little bit more nether wart. I've made myself three more brewing stands. I think I was calling them blaze stands as well in the last episode, but they're obviously brewing stands. Got some more redstone equipment, some more chests. Put that back up there. What I don't have are golden carrots, and I really need golden carrots. The three potions that I predominantly use the most, or pretty much all the time, or the only ones I use actually, are the potions of night vision, which you need golden carrots for. They're potions of fire resistance, which you need the magma cream for. That there. You can also make magma cream out of slime and blaze rods, blaze powder, but because I've not managed to find a slime chunk yet or a swamp, I'm having to go to the Nether to get my blaze powder, and I'll be making potions of water breathing, which are we use pufferfish for, and I can get loads of pufferfish from my automatic fish farm over there, fisher over there. So I've got all my equipment. I'm going to be making the brewing stands down here, and each one of them takes four blocks. So we've got can hear an Enderman. We'll have one there, and then the gap, and then one there, gap. Is that right? One there. Might have to dig a little bit out of here, but that won't be too much of a problem. It's because the potion brewers, the old semi-automatic potion brewers, are 3 wide. Then we need a gap so the redstone doesn't bleed over. So it's going to go just there like that. So let's build one to start with. Then I'm going to need to pop that out because I need to put some a redstone torch there. So let me grab my redstone. All the redstone I need. Yeah, got it. So grab a redstone torch to start with, and we'll need to put a redstone torch there. This redstone torch is going to lock the bottom hopper to stop all of the water bottles in the potion brewer. At the moment, the water bottles will sit there quite happily because there's nothing underneath them to suck them out of the brewer. But once we put a hopper under there, they're just going to fall straight out unless you lock the hopper, which is what that torch will do. So we grab a hopper now. Now we'll put the brewing stand on top. You'll need to crouch, put a brewer just there. If we put any water bottles in there now, they'll fall straight out. They won't fall out, will they? Because I put a torch under there. But if the torch wasn't there, they'll fall straight out and they'll go into the chest at the bottom, which is why we need the redstone torch that I put there and then messed about with. Redstone torch. So that's locking the bottom hopper. So in order to unlock that, we're going to have to put a bit of redstone dust there and then a wooden button, and it's got to be a wooden button. If we use a stone button just here, the pulse won't be long enough. That wooden button will give us just a long enough pulse for 3 bottles to fall out of the brewing stand. If we used a stone button, only 2 would fall out. So obviously this wouldn't work. Now we need to use the same signal. That button will power 3 things. It will unlock that bottom hopper, allowing the water bottles that are in the brewer to flow through. It will lock this hopper here, which is going to have water bottles in it, to stop new water bottles going in there, because if the new water bottles went in there while the bottom hopper was unlocked, they flow in and flow straight out again, which is why we have to lock that hopper too. And we lock that hopper using I'm going to run out of light around here, which is going to be bad. Yeah, that'll do. So that bit of dust there can come around like that, and then it will unlock that hopper. It will lock that hopper. We also need it to power the droppers at the top, but we'll do that in a second. So now I can fill this back in again around the outside of it. Like that. Excellent. So on top of here now, we're going to have water bottles going into this. So there now we need to put some chests. So grab some chests, and you're going to have to crouch, look at the side of it, put another chest there like that. And then into the back of this chest, we'll need another hopper. And the hopper, the line of water bottles is going to run round a hopper ring around the top of it to stop them all from despawning. So we'll use one water bottle input. We'll probably put it over here, and then we'll throw all the water bottles, or we'll fill the bottles and throw all the water bottles into an elevator, which will then put them into the ring of hoppers around the top, which will fill up all of our semi-automatic potion brewers. So that's that. Now we need to put some a hopper at the top for our ingredients. Okay, so our ingredients are going to go into this hopper, but we want to fill this with items that won't go into the brewing stand, or we want to fill 4 of the slots. So only 1 slot is open, which means that only 1 ingredient at a time can go in there. So we want to do that. Now we need to put some droppers on the front here. So take out your droppers. They've got to be droppers. Don't waste your time using dispensers. This won't work with dispensers. And we need droppers like that. And then grab your hoppers again and put a hopper facing into that hopper, and then a hopper facing into the middle hopper, and a hopper facing into that hopper. So every time these droppers fire ingredients into there, they're going to flow down into the brewing stand. Now we want to fire these in a specific order, and to do that we're going to use repeaters. So put 3 repeaters on top of the hoppers. Crikey, hoppers, droppers. 3 repeaters on top of the hoppers. The middle repeater we want to set to 2 ticks. The one on the left, which is going to be obviously the right as you're looking at it from the front, that's going to be our main ingredient. We're going to set that to 2 ticks, and then the extender, the modifier, is going to be in the left hand dropper as we look at it. That's going to be on 4 ticks. Okay, so we want the middle one to fire first, the netherwort. We want the main ingredient to fire second. We want the extender to fire third. Now we're going to need to grab some slabs, and these have to be slabs because if you use solid blocks next to hoppers and then power the blocks, it's going to, and you know this anyway, it's going to power the droppers, the hoppers, and stop them from working. It's going to lock them, which is why we need to use slabs. So we want a slab. We'll have to crouch to do it. Slab there, slab there, slab there. We want a slab just there, and we want a slab there and there. Now, I hope you followed that. The redstone dust is going to power, as I mentioned, it's going to unpower that, which is going to unpower that the dropper hopper. I know I'm repeating myself, but it is important because all of this is linked. So press the button that lets all the water bottles out. After a couple of ticks, long enough for all of the water bottles to fall out, the block there will become unpowered, which will allow new water bottles to come in. Brilliant, we've got that. Now, these are temporary blocks, by the way. Now we need to run the redstone line, which is there, hop up here to power these droppers. Okay, which is why we need slabs. If we weren't using slabs, that block would cut off that redstone signal and stop it from working, which is why we need that to be a slab. And an interesting fact about a slab, let me put some lighting up here before I show you the interesting fact about redstone and slabs, a redstone signal will go up a block and then down the block. You knew this. I know you knew this. So if I press that button there, the redstone signal is going to go up onto that block. It's going to come across there. It's going to come down and it's going to come over to the end here. Yeah? You knew that. Obvious it is. However, if I change these to slabs from solid blocks, like this, and put the redstone back again, if I now power this block, what's going to happen to this dust? Come on. 3, 2, 1. What's going to happen to it? Nothing. Okay, because a redstone signal will travel up a slab, but it won't travel down off of a slab. Okay? Just interesting to know. It's useful when you're building redstone equipment where you want the signal to go up a step, but you don't want it to come down. And also, it's worth knowing because you're going to build something where you use a slab so it doesn't lock a hopper or it doesn't power a dropper, but you want the redstone signal to come down and you can't understand why it's not working. Well, that's why. I was watching a video with Wells Knight a while ago, bless him, and he just couldn't understand why his furnace wasn't working. Well, that's why. Wells, because redstone doesn't travel down a slab. It goes up a slab, doesn't travel down a slab. Isn't that interesting? Well, some of you are going to find it interesting. Anyway, so the redstone signal is now going to travel up here. It's going to fire the middle hopper dropper, then it's going to fire that dropper, then it's going to fire that dropper, firing the ingredients into the brewing stand. Now, I want to cover the front up so you can't see him, but I can't use solid blocks. So if we put solid blocks there, the repeater will fire that, will power them, and it will lock the hoppers, the droppers. It will lock the droppers and stop this from working properly. So we want to put stairs there, which I don't have, obviously, because I need stairs. So what am I not going to have in my inventory? Yes, fools, stairs. Now, as you know, these repeaters won't power these stairs, so you're probably wondering how they're firing the droppers underneath, and they're firing them in Java because of quasi connectivity, and quasi connectivity is quite complicated. I'm not going to go into it now, but basically what is happening is the repeaters are powering the air block, the block above the repeater, the droppers. Not the droppers themselves, but the droppers do receive power. So you can power droppers and pistons and things like that via quasi connectivity, but you can't power another block. Okay, it's very complicated. All you need to know is that dropper will be powered by that repeater, even though it's not powering it directly. It's powering it via quasi. Okay, very complicated. Something you don't need to know about just yet. Right, so that's that should be that. Press the button. You had the three clips, the 3 clicks there. It's powering the dispensers, the droppers. Sorry, not dispensers at the top. Now we need to put some water. Oh, hold on, Frills. Need to put some water bottles in there. So let's grab some water bottles. How many can I carry? Right in there. Perfect, so that will fill up with water bottles. They'll stay in there now until we press that button. Now we need to get some fuel in there. So we'll grab the blaze powder. Now, you've noticed I haven't put a hopper leading in from that side. I could have done, if this was going to be fully automatic, I would have probably put a hopper there, which would put blaze powder into the brewing stand. But if you fill up that with 64 bits of blaze powder, it's going to make lots and lots of potions. So I really don't think it's necessary. I'm not going to be doing it anyway. So we've got our blaze powder in there powering it. we now need to put our ingredients in there. Now remember, middle one is going to be our nether wart. We'll make fire resistance potion on here. So middle one is wart. The right hand side one, the main ingredient, which is the magma cream, because we're making fire resistance. And in the left hand side, we're going to put the extender to extend it from being a 3-minute fire resistance potion to being an 8-minute fire resistance potion. Okay, so that's all primed and ready to go. To brew our first batch of potions, we need to hit the button. Then the water bottles will fall out of there and go into the chest. New water bottles will fall in and the potion brewer will start working. So you see, we've got our 3 water bottles in there now. We've got our new water bottles have fallen into the brewing stand, and our nether wart, our first ingredient, has fallen into the potion, the brewing stand. So 20 seconds later, we've got our awkward potions, which is a base of 99% of all of the potions. It's probably not 99%, don't quote me on that, but it's certainly most of them. And then the magma cream was the next ingredient for our fire resistance. I keep wanting to call it fire breathing, and I really want Mojang to introduce fire breathing potions. So now we've got our fire resistance for 3 minutes, and then our extender fell in. And because we're not thickening this, fire resistance is fire resistance is fire resistance. It's one of the potions where you can only extend it, you can't thicken it. So that's why we're using redstone. That goes in there. We've now got our extended fire resistance potion for 8 minutes. Press the button, they'll all fall out into the bottom, into the chest, and then a new load of water bottles will fall in, and then the system starts again. So let's just get rid of the water bottles out of there. We'll put those back in there. Now if the system runs out of water bottles, it will stop. If it runs out of blaze powder, it will stop. Okay, that's fine. If it runs out of these ingredients, it's going to break. So whatever you do, before you start pressing buttons, make sure you've got ingredients in there. I could have made it fail safe. I could have put a full switch on there to stop this from working if it was out of one of the ingredients, but that just makes it a lot more complicated, and I don't really need it to do that, because I don't need an unlimited supply of potions. If I want some fire resistance potion, I'll just come in here, take some, and then press a button. So it's not going to be running continuously. Okay. Let's just get rid of those temporary blocks. So that's it. That's a semi-automatic potion brewer. I'm going to brew another one now because I can. Fabulous. So now I need to build another 2 of those there and there. Okay, so I've got my sorry, I've got my potion of fire resistance. I've got my potions of water breathing in there. I'm going to have my potions of night vision in here, but I don't have any. I don't have any golden carrots in here. I'm just going to have something that looks exactly the same as that from this side, but it's just going to be full of gunpowder, and it's going to turn a potion into a splash potion if I ever want a splash potion. Again, I'm not sure I ever will. Certainly not one of those anyway. Wow. So I've got my redstone down there to lock it, but I'm going to put that there. I need to power that like I have done with these, but I can't just put a redstone blob of dust there, because that redstone blob of dust, if powered, will actually power that hopper. Okay, a line of redstone dust like that line won't power that hopper. That blob of redstone dust will power that hopper. Okay, and by the same token, that, because the redstone is running into that hopper, that redstone dust will power that hopper. But that won't power that hopper. Okay, so I can't just have a blob of dust there, because if I do, I'll press the button which will unpower that torch, but it will also power that dust which will lock the hopper, so that sort of defeats the purpose. So I need that to be 2 pieces of dust, and that way it will unpower the torch but it won't lock that hopper. Interesting, don't you think? So we'll put that there like that. I won't bother putting, there's no need to put a hopper above it because I don't need it. I'm just going to surround it with stuff like that. Bit of light around here like that. That's perfect. So now I just need to put some fake hoppers, some fake droppers along the front, so it looks like this. Like that. And then I can put some blocks along the top. Again, they're just there for show. They're not there. They're not proper blocks. They're not there for any reason. Oh, I've got to dig myself out now. Excellent. Couple of stairs along the top. I've put some glowstone over the back, and then put the cobblestone fences in front of them. I think that looks nice enough. It looks okay. I'm going to be putting a roof over the top of it, but at the moment I'm not going to, and obviously I'm going to be moving that away from there. It's probably going to go in there, and I'm going to have maybe automate that later when I've got some sticky pistons. I can't do a great deal at the moment without any slime. But that's that. Let's stick some gunpowder. What little gunpowder I have. We'll put the gunpowder in there. I think I'm out of blaze rods now as well. Blaze powder in there to power it, and now if we wanted to, we can just stick our normal potions in there. They would brew up into splash potions, and then I could press a button, they'll go into the chest. So that's it. That's a semi-automatic potion brewer. What I need to do now is grab myself some item frames, and then we'll stick the ingredients along the top. If we put an item frame on the front of there, and then the ingredient that's in it on the front of it, obviously we'll know then what's supposed to go in there. Frighten me to death then, standing on that soul sand. Now on the front here, I'm going to be putting a sign. You can actually just put another item frame if you wanted to, with the potion in it, and you can rename the potion on an anvil. Shall we do that? Actually, I'm going to do that. Let me go and grab some item frames. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've got some item frames. I've got my anvil. Let's put my anvil down there. Grab some fire resistance potion. Rename it. Fire resistance. Perfect. Stick an item frame there. Put my fire resistance potion in it, and it says on there now fire resistance. Look at that. Fabulous. I can do the same then with my potions of water breathing. And I can't do it yet in there because I don't have any. But ultimately I'll do that. If I were to do it with a normal water bottle, it would just be blue. And I don't want it to be blue. I want it to have the potion effect on it. So I'll grab a golden carrot sooner or later. And it's the same with this one. I'll stick a splash potion in there. As and when. Hello, boys. Nice to see you. Are you still mad at everybody? I think you are, aren't you? Excellent. So item frames along the top. And then we'll fill those with the ingredients, or one of the ingredients. And when I get some more, gunpowder, because I don't have any here. I might have any up there. I'll just put some gunpowder in there. Fabulous. That's looking marvelous, darling. So now I'm going to put in my the water elevator that's going to go up there and fill all of the water bottles. So firstly I need to move, let's get these out of the way. I'm going to block that up. I might put a door there actually later, but I don't have one, so I'm not going to worry about that now. So if we, what have we got? A dropper. We've got a dropper. We've got that. I'm going to need a little bit of redstone. I'm going to nick some of that redstone. So if we have an input here, which is going to be a stair, that middle. We'll make that a stair there, and then we'll have some hoppers going into that dropper, and that dropper is going to fire the items up into the system. So I'm going to need to put a redstone signal off the back of that. I'll have to dig a lot of this out now. So in here we're going to have one of the normal redstone clocks. So it's going to power, it's going to identify whether there's something in here, and then it's going to start a clock, it's going to start a loop, and it's going to fire whatever's in there out. It's a basic system. I think we did touch on this the other day. But I need that block there, because if I don't have that block there, the items will shoot out into the solid block above it and then fall out. So we do need that block there. It'll all become clear in a second. There. So that's going to be the clock. When something's in there, that's going to flash. And then on this side, we'll have it running into a repeater. Oh, don't even need that. Don't even need any of that, do I? Just adding stuff for the sake of adding stuff there. I am going to stick a torch down here, though. Flashing redstone needs to be lit up. If you don't light it up, it's it's at your own peril, really. So we want a block there, and then I need that redstone dust coming into there. So anything in there now gets shot out, and I need to surround this this dropper with solid blocks like that. Apart from at the front, this is going to be where the input goes, so I'll need my two hoppers there and there. Yeah. Right, so now we need a stair. I'm going to put a stair there like this, and this stair, I'm not going to put a stair like that. I'm going to put the stair like that. We can now waterlog stairs, and also if we throw an item onto a stair that's got a hopper underneath it, that happens. Perfect. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. Have I got any more stone? I'll have to go and grab some stone. So I need to waterlog the stair. Do that with a bucket. Like that. Now I'm going to put some glass. I'm going to go and make some more glass in a second. Actually, I'm going to go and colour that grey, because I want it to be grey glass, but it's going to go up there and up the front. And then when we... I'll show you. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to fill up the side of this with solid blocks, and then I'm going to put glass up to the top, and at the top we'll work out a way of getting the bottles into the line of hoppers that it's going to run around the top. Okay, so that's in. I've put a temporary set of stairs up here, and I've got I've been and crafted a load of hoppers. Hopefully I've got enough. If I haven't, then I may be in a little trouble. So what I need to do now is put a hopper there and there and there. Now I need to run a line of hoppers that run all the way in a loop around the top of here. It doesn't really matter which way round I do it, I guess. But I have to start somewhere, and I'll start there. I'm going to have to go through all of these again and check to make sure I don't have any stone in them, because I've been breaking a lot of stone up here, and no doubt it's fallen into at least one of the hoppers, and if it has, then it's going to break. So that is now a loop of hoppers. So anything that's in there now, if it doesn't get sucked out into the water bottle hopper, the water bottle storage underneath, just going to keep going around and round and around in here. So now we need to get this item elevator, which we're going to make now. Your grey glass is going to look a little bit different to mine, because I've got a better than default texture pack, which makes my glass look clear. I don't know whether I'm going to need it going that high. Yeah, maybe I can. I've got the room. Like that, and then what am I going to have next to it? I think I'm going to have stone brick next to it. Brilliant. So this stone brick now will go around in some water, and then meet up with that hopper there. That's going to cause me a problem, isn't it? Because I don't have any ice. So I'm going to have to fill them up with hoppers. 1, 2, 3, because obviously water only travels 8 blocks, so it will only flow to there. So I'm going to need to put some droppers here, hoppers. Didn't want to. Like that. Excellent. Right, so I'm going to make my way down to the bottom and then fill up the other side of it, make this look a little bit purdy, and then we'll worry about filling it up with water bottles. Right, I've got rid of my scaffolding cobblestone stuff. I should have tested this. This is hopefully this is going to work. If it doesn't, it's going to be a bit of a disaster. What have we got in there? Okay, that's fine. I've been through and I've got rid of all of the cobblestone that had fallen into the system. So everything's empty now. I need to make myself a load of bottles, a load of glass bottles like we made the other day. So I've now got myself 63 glass bottles. Now, fill your inventory with anything and everything, just so you can't pick up these glass. Remember, glass bottles, empty ones, stack. Full water bottles don't stack. So as soon as these start turning into water bottles, I'm going to throw them all over the floor. And that's how this contraption is going to work. So I'm going to stand here and I'm going to right click on the water, which is going to fill these water bottles. And because there's no room in my inventory, it's going to throw them all over the floor. They're going to get picked up by the hopper that's underneath and thrown into there. Maybe I'll put some light I might put some glowstone in the back of there. Actually, I can do that. Have I got any glowstone? Oh, I've got it on me, haven't I? Grab one piece of glowstone. Oh, I'm going to break my glass because I don't have a silk pick. Put that there like that. Bit of light. Excellent. Grab some glass, which I've got left over. Much better. So now inventory is full. I'll start filling up these bottles. They should throw all over the floor onto this stair and then go up the item elevator at the back. Perfect. They're going around the back now. They should be starting to fill up. Actually, we'll fill up this chest first, which it is doing. Once this chest is completely full and the few hoppers at the back are full, it's going to start filling this one and it's going to start filling this one. I might have to go and make some more glass. But you get the gist. Perfect. Right, so let me go and grab some more. I'm just going to go and cook some more glass. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm all glassed up. Let's make some bottles. I don't have enough room for them, do I? Perfect. And how many of these have filled up now? Oh, that's filled up. Fabulous. But not that one. So let me throw a few more bottles in. Love it when a plan comes together. Absolutely fabulous. That took a lot of bottles, didn't it? But that's how you do it. So we have a semi-automatic, I'm going to tidy this up, semi-automatic potion brewing room. I think that looks fantastic. So I'm afraid that'll have to do for today, everybody, for this add-on version of the Minecraft Survival Manual Potions Edition. If you have enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.